Is Summerhouse on Everett Bay the greatest community in Holly Ridge, North Carolina? In fact, in Onslow County? Or is that just hype? Today, we're gonna go over the good, the bad, the ugly of living in Summerhouse on Everett Bay. We're gonna look at a few homes, and we're gonna help you decide for yourself if this fits what you're looking for. Hi, I'm Stephen L. Skakandi with the Skakandi Group of living in and around Jacksonville, North Carolina. And every day we help people just like you buy, sell, or invest. So whether you're looking to move in 9 months, 9 weeks, or 9 days, we will help you craft a plan that will help you win in this or any market. So join me as we tour Summerhouse on Everett Bay. So where is Summerhouse on Everett Bay? Summerhouse in Everett Bay is located in Holly Ridge, but it's on the Intracoastal Waterway. It's kind of smack dab in between Jacksonville and Wilmington. It is on a property that Mr. Yao had owned since the 17th century, the Yao family. It's a few hundred acres, and there's about 1,020 home sites in all out here, although some of them have since been combined together to get larger lots, particularly on 6 of the lakes. People have purchased lots that were side by side to give themselves a bigger piece of property. It also has access to Intracoastal Waterway through a boat ramp and Kings Creek, in which put your boat in the water, go on out. You can park it at the day docks for 24 hours before you have to move it, and then continue on to where you want to go. So what are your first impressions when you come in? The first thing you'll notice is that beautiful lighthouse out front. It says, hello, you're in something new, something exquisite. You're in Summerhouse. You'll pass that lighthouse, and of course you'll put in your gate code to come in. It is a gated community, which is fantastic. One of the few gated communities that Onslow County has. And then as soon as you enter the subdivision, you see right away the trees, Spicer Lake, the largest lake, and there's actually 14 miles worth of roads and jogging trails in Summerhouse. And there's about a 1 mile loop that goes around the lake. So right away, you feel like you're in another world when you enter Summerhouse. A quick backstory about Holly Ridge, if I may. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but it's fascinating and it contributes to the story. Holly Ridge truly was nothing. It had 28 people here. Then came World War II and Camp Davis. And then we went from 28 to over 100,000 people. That is a very definition of a boom town, represented by Holly Ridge. And then how this community has developed over time was very much like that. This was originally envisioned in the early 2000s. That's how far back Summerhouse goes. And all the amenities were installed by 2007, 2008 timeframe. This beautiful 10,000 square foot manor house that we find ourselves in. The Olympic-sized pool, which surrounds the manor house on 3 sides, effectively making it a peninsula, as well as the gym, the male and female showers and heads, all that stuff. But something happened along the way. What happened? The Great Recession. And unfortunately, it set Summerhouse back a very long time. When I got started out here in 2014, there was a grand total of 6 houses being built, only 3 of which had people permanently living in. And it looked like a scene from The Walking Dead. However, it was a lot of fun having the pool all to myself on a Sunday in August. So we talked a little bit about the boom of Holly Ridge and how we went from 28 to 100,000 people. And that just shows that Camp Davis, we have strong military roots here, which has continued to this day. After all, multiple people that work and serve aboard Camp Lejeune live in Summerhouse. So with that theme of military roots, let's talk about the secret backstory. Have you ever heard of a little something called Operation Bumblebee? Well, that took part right here in Holly Ridge. Operation Bumblebee was our answer to the German V2 program. We had guys here like Dr. Goddard, and that's where we worked on our rockets. So we had an answer to the V2. As a matter of fact, you can still see some of the observation towers to this day. Some of them are left out there on Topsail Island. What you have is some people have actually built them into houses and made it part of their house, or they're just kind of standing there freestanding still as markers to how important this area has played in the history. So what is Summerhouse? Summerhouse is a premier gated community with coastal style homes, semi-custom as well as custom homes, like the homes you see here on the Intracoastal Waterway. As far as price point is concerned, right now homes are running in the upper 400s all the way up to nearly $2 million for on the Intracoastal Waterway. It's quite a departure from where things started. You know, I hate to do the remember when thing, but I certainly remember when in 2014, we could sell houses out here for $287,000. Well, those days are over. Some of those floor plans still exist, but they're worth a lot more. And I've had countless people tell me, God, I wish I'd listened to you back in 2014 and bought out here when I could have afforded it. Well, I share that story with you, so hopefully you don't make that same mistake again, and you start where you are, and we go forward from there. So let's talk about one of my favorite aspects of being in this community. And it's not the pool, it's not the gym, it's not the trails. Those are all incredible. But what I'm talking about right now is the water access. So you have a community boat ramp that's for this community that goes into Kings Creek. So once you leave the confines of Kings Bay and get into Spicer Bay, into the Intercoastal, you can be like that guy out there. Of course, the Intracoastal Waterway is one of the premier north-south passageways. And before we had an interstate road system, we had the Intracoastal Waterway to move goods and services throughout the north and the south of the United States. Thanks to Megan Scholler of Terry Alphen Smith & Company, that's a listing agent at 319 Lightning Bug Lane. Wanted to show this to you. This is a great representation of the types of homes that are out here. It's move-in ready, it's a 3-bedroom, it's a 2.5 bath home. It's been thoughtfully designed, but it is an open floor plan, so it's great for everyday living and entertaining. The kitchen, the dining, and the living areas, they flow seamlessly together, highlighted by the coifred ceilings in the living room. That adds a lot of warmth and character to the open floor plan. So just off the entryway, you'll find a private office, which is great from working for home, homeschooling, creating a quiet retreat if you don't want to do a CrossFit room. And upstairs, there's a nice big bonus room that gives you a lot of flexibility, different things you can do. Of course, we've got the neutral paints throughout. It helps keep things bright and airy. And it's easy for you to personalize if you decide you want a different color. So if you go outside, there's a screened-in porch on the back that overlooks the fenced-in backyard. And it's great for going out there and relaxing on hopefully a cool evening, which we haven't had a lot of lately. So really proud of this home and what it represents in Summerhouse. I'm excited to show you this one. It's brought to you by Stephanie Osborne at Berkshire Hathaway. Stephanie and I go back a long way. And it's 815 Sawgrass. It's a super popular Charlotte floor plan. This is built by 70 West Builders, okay? And it's extremely inviting from the moment you pull up the driveway until you go inside. The Southern craftsmanship, it oozes clearly from every corner. I mean, just look at this. It's beautifully designed home, and this craftsmanship, I would call this modern luxury, was how I would describe this. You've got some really cool upgrades in here that have just come standard. Elegant architectural details. It really makes A15 Sawgrass stand out. And it is, as you can see, an open concept, right? You've got a stunning fireplace over there. You've got custom wainscoting, and you've got this great built-in cabinetry, okay? It's definitely warm and inviting, okay? The adjacent dining room has a coffered ceiling, and it's very spacious. It's perfect for entertaining. Chef's kitchen. Look at how functional and stylish this is. I mean, look at this microwave down here, okay? Isn't that great, that microwave? And I like that chimney style hood for the oven. And this island's plenty of space to make your perfect dish, okay? So another important thing I'll point out is the downstairs master. And when we talk about a luxury primary suite, this is it, okay? This bathroom is more of a spa than anything else. I mean, look at this tub. You've also got an extra large tiled shower with a custom tile design, and it's a handheld shower on a separate valve, okay? And you've got such things in here as upgraded mirrors, premium finishes, okay? It's absolutely incredible spot, and it's worth checking out. 70 West, once again, knocked it out of the park with this house at A15 Sawgrass. So very, very excited about this one. And this will definitely be one of our first stops on your tour. Special thanks to Molly White of Landmark Sotheby's for this incredible listing. Some homes are built, however, this one was truly envisioned, and it was designed from the ground up as a coastal landmark and named before a single shingle was laid. It's called the Crow's Nest Cottage, and it rises above the edge of the Intracoastal Waterway, not as a house to live in, but really more as a life to step into. And this was actually recognized by Ideal Living magazine as their 2017 Home of the Year, and it's the only home in Summerhouse that carries this important distinction. It's also the only home currently available on the Intracoastal Waterway in all of Summerhouse. So if you want to be on the Intracoastal, you're going to be waiting a while. So think about this. If you spent years building towards something and now find yourself ready to actually live in a home that reflects all of it, you have arrived at the right destination, okay? You have not settled here. You have certainly not compromised. You have simply stopped looking, because the home you describe to yourself in your dreams exists, and it's right here at 237 Marshside. Once you pass through that gated entrance to Summerhouse, and you drive all the way through the community, down Spicer Lake Road, and you come down here, I mean, you'll really feel that something shifts. The atmosphere of the community, okay, the pace of the community down here compared to up there. Because by the time you move into this driveway, it was a special widened driveway, okay, and the home silhouetted against the Carolina sky, you already know that this is not a showing. This is a homecoming. And the main level holds such things as an open kitchen and dining room and living space that's anchored by a built-in fireplace. It's an intimate design, it's intentionally warm and framed by views that pull your eye straight away to the Intracoastal itself. The main floor guest suite with the private bath means that people you love never feel like guests. And it's been freshly painted from top to bottom, both inside and out. This home, it's not waiting to be made. It's just waiting for you to call it home. So talk about Summerhouse on Everett Bay, where summer never ends. I certainly hope you've enjoyed your tour today. We've certainly uncovered the amenities and the great things about living out here, as well as 3 wonderful examples of houses that you can move into right now. They are complete for you. If you'd like to know more about this community or other great communities in Holly Ridge or Onslow County, North Carolina, be sure to reach out to me, Stephen L. Scacandi, with the Scacandi Group of living in and around Jacksonville, North Carolina, because we help people just like you. And this time of year, we are working overtime. And whether you have to move in 9 months, 9 weeks, or in this case, this time of year, it's more like 9 minutes for most people, be sure to hit us up so we can help you craft a plan to help you win in this or any market. Once again, I'm Stephen L. Scacandi with the Scacandi Group of living in and around Jacksonville, North Carolina. And I highly encourage you to come visit Summerhouse, where summer never ends. Test, test, test. Is Summerhouse on Everett Bay the best place?
All right, hang on. I gotta get my camera the right way if I could hold it right.